Welcome to Macro V Studio. Macro V Studio is a marketing application that allows marketers to build A/B and multivariate test designs. What sets apart Macro V Studio from other testing tools in the market is the ability to compare different testing recipes visually while also monitoring test results, all in the same interface. Regardless of the marketing channel you are using, you can set up your marketing collateral, upload your graphical assets, plug in your campaign variables, and build an experiment design which you can access anytime. Our first step is to define the experiment, the client, company, brand, or the department the experiment is built for, and the experiment name. We also specify the confidence level, which is a statistical measure to indicate the reliability of the test result. We then define the marketing channel and the canvas dimensions. The canvas is the background layer, the static portion of the marketing collateral on which testing components are to be layered. You can upload an image file of your canvas, and Macro V Studio will automatically resize it to fit in the screen with the same proportions as the original canvas size. You can upload multiple canvases if you'd like to experiment with different canvas versions. Your canvas can also be the finished version of your marketing collateral. Now that the basic information about the test is entered, we move on to set up the control and test cells, starting with the control cell. We enter the quantity and response rate for the control cell. Response rate is the terminology we use for any success metric you want to use in assessing the test results. Click on the wrench icon next to the control button and you will be ready to drag and drop the testing components. The canvas you selected in the previous step is where you drag and drop the components. There are 5 component options to choose from depending on your marketing channel: image, text, button, radio button, and checkbox. You can upload images from your desktop for image and button components, and you can enter text for text, radio button, and checkbox components. Once placed on canvas, you can move around any components and edit them with a right click. Setting up the test cells is very similar to the control cell setup. You can upload new canvases for each test cell and drag and drop various page components. The good news about test cells, though, is that you don't have to start from scratch on every test cell. Once you add a new cell by clicking on the Add Cell button on the right-hand side panel, you have the option of copying the settings of the previous cell and then make changes specific for the new cell. This saves a lot of time in setting up cells, especially when your experiment requires multiple cells. The final step in Macro V Studio is the calculation of test goals. Given the male quantities and response rates, whether our experiment reached results that can be interpreted as statistically significant or not. Macro V Studio provides the flexibility to look at the problem at hand from different angles. I can simply calculate whether the current results are statistically significant or not. Or prior to starting a test, if I know my sample sizes, I can calculate minimum response rate I should target to reach statistical significance. Or I may approach the problem cautiously and say I don't want to assume any lift greater than X%, and ask Macro V Studio to calculate the minimum sample size that would provide a response rate within that X% lift requirement. The page provides a nice and easy way to compare cells visually in thumbnail images and view their normal size versions. I can also view and edit, if necessary, the sample size and response rates for each cell. I select the test cells I want to run and click on Calculate. Macro V Studio calculates the scenario I've chosen, and displays the results for each cell separately by each confidence level I selected in Step 1. I can view the details of each scenario by clicking on the confidence level under each test cell, and I can download the results as a PDF file for distribution.
Sign up today for a 30-day trial and see how Macro V Studio can help you get the most out of your marketing initiatives at macrovstudio.com.